Hello everyone, and welcome to the LSCSU Manifesto Writing Workshop. This workshop is designed to help you create and write your manifesto for the upcoming student union elections. Please be aware that this is a pre-recorded workshop, so if you find yourselves with any questions during the presentation, be sure to note them down and email them to us at su.representation@lsc.ac.uk. Thank you. Our election team are here to help you. They include the representation manager, the democracy coordinator, both campaigns and policy coordinators, the head of student voice, and the returning officer. Every vote counts. We've elected officers on the 6th round of voting, so being second preference does not mean that you've lost and isn't necessarily a bad thing. The voting portal will include your name, your slogan, a photo, and most importantly, your manifesto. Before we go into the manifesto tips and tricks, I'd like to introduce you to Ron. Even if no one else is running for your position, you'll still have to beat RON, reopen nominations. When writing your manifesto, you're allowed to run for as many positions as you'd like. However, even if you win every single one of the positions that you run for, you cannot hold more than one position at the same time. So therefore, consider how this may impact your campaign's effectiveness. We would recommend campaigning for one position so that you can focus your message to your peers. Before you start writing your manifesto, it's important to recognize why having a manifesto is important in the first place. A manifesto allows your voters to understand exactly who you are and what you stand for. Now on to the manifesto writing. So for your student union manifesto and video, there's a maximum of 200 words, there's no deadline, but it will definitely aid your campaign to have it up ASAP. When writing your manifesto, try and find a photo that you like of yourself to go with it. It will be helpful for your voters to see who they're voting for as well as what you're saying. You can upload your manifesto along with a photo of yourself to the elections portal, which is hyperlinked in the presentation. We also recommend creating a campaign video to accompany your manifesto, or a TikTok. This is a fun way to engage your voters in a creative and non-boring way. Here we have 7 top tips to help you write your manifesto. 1. Be concise and use clear language. 2. Learn your manifesto and be able to talk about it. Think of it as your sales pitch. If a student comes up to you on campus and asks who you are, why you're running, and why you'd be good in office, you should be able to answer them. 3. Your manifesto is not a CV, but it will be helpful for you to set out any previous relevant experience that would make you suitable for the role. 4. Set out your goals for your time in office and ensure that they are realistic and achievable. 5. Your manifesto is about you and not your opponents. Focus on why you would be good for the role, not why your opponents wouldn't be. 6. Talk about skills that would indicate to voters your suitability for the role. Why would you be good? Why are you passionate? Why should they vote for you? And finally, 7. Let your personality shine through. They're voting for you after all. You're running for a position at the LSE Student Union, so keep your manifesto focused on LSE. Think about your own experiences of LSE and talk to other students, friends, course mates and housemates, and ask them what they think. Try to map on the common experiences, what needs to be changed, and how you can help. When writing your manifesto, you should focus on 2 to 4 measurable aims. These are your election promises that you'll be expected to work on for this academic year. You don't want too many aims and not to have enough time to deliver them during your term. Okay, so now that we've got the top tips out of the way and focusing on LSE and the things that you need to be putting into your manifesto, you must now be thinking, how do I structure it? This slide, if you pause the presentation, gives you a clear outline of how to write your manifesto and how to structure it. Let us know if you have any questions. Here are some examples of 3 manifestos. What do you think makes them good? What can be improved? Is there anything from these manifestos that you like? Is there anything from these manifestos that you don't like? Feel free, after looking at the examples that we've provided, to do a quick Google search at other student unions or even past LSE student manifestos and see what they've said and how they've laid it out. Okay, so now that you know how to structure a manifesto and you've seen some previous examples of manifestos, have a go at writing your own well-being manifesto. Using the manifesto structure in the previous slide, think about the ways that you work and how you study. You could ask yourself some reflective questions like, what does my ideal study environment look like? Who do I want to surround myself with? What recent task has given me enjoyment and energy? This should take you about 5 or 6 minutes. Task 2, you and LSE. This task is designed to help you write your actual manifesto for the elections. Think about your experience as a student at LSE and answer these questions. What would make LSE better? What would you like to add to LSE? What would you like to remove from LSE? How do you want people to feel whilst they're at LSE? And what matters to you right here and right now? Take 5 minutes to write 10 bullet point answers and see what you come up with. Maybe something that you've written in this task could be translated to what you'll be running for as an officer. There is tons of support available for you whilst you're running for election. For anything relating to the logistics of the election, contact su.representation@lse.ac.uk. If you'd like to talk about your campaign or get some advice, we